tatta dhim tatakita dhim tadim tattam.
Hello there, welcome to my channel. My name is Padma, and on this channel I share with you the practice and philosophy of body-led spirituality, which is inspired by ancient nature and goddess-based philosophy from my culture, which is India. And in this video, I'm going to share with you a beautiful practice called Chatushpada, which is about invoking the consciousness of animal life in our own bodies in a material way. And I'm sharing with you because I feel that over centuries, we have really narrated ourselves out of the connection with all of life around us. In the story we've created about what is a human being, we have actually proposed that we are better than, we are the most intelligent life form, we are above other life forms. And as part of that storying, we have then, we behave in ways, we live in ways where we think that all the rest of nature and of life, all the other life forms, are there to service us. So implicitly or explicitly, we all do things and we all live with this assumption that when we build homes, when we cut down things, when we rearrange nature, we are constantly putting ourselves at the center of life. And we think that all other life is there for our comfort and our convenience in small and in big ways. When we speak about protecting our jobs, protecting our comfort, when we speak about our survival, we always think about it at the cost of something else. But in many ancient traditions, life was a complex constellation of interdependency that was so intricate that it could never really be brought into the mind and into words. And this intricacy, this subtlety, and this the depth of this connection was invoked through the body. They had this technology of embodied invocations where we connected to that movement of life, the movement of other life forms in the nature around us, with whom we share this time of our life on this planet. And so Chatushpada is one of those practices. Chatushpada literally means four-footed, but it can also mean four dimensions of consciousness or reality. And this is an invitation to consider this web, consider this multi-dimensional constellation of every moment, including what we call life, that it is not a linear narration of survival at the cost of, or even survival of the fittest, but that there is a web which is much more complex than we story in our linear ways. When we flatten out these stories with our mind dominated linear ways of thinking, we actually miss the subtlety and we miss the complexity. And so hence this invitation of Chatushpada, which materially is connected at as the experience of weight, the 4 points of weight through the body. So Chatushpada doesn't only literally mean four-footed, but it means all kinds of life. So it can mean the snake, the scorpion, the birds. So any kind of life, of animal life in the broadest sense, who share this planet and this time along with us in equal measure. So they are no less important than us, and their life, or if we think of as their survival, is no less important than our survival. So let me share with you one of the practices of Chatushpada, which is the practice of the fish. The fish, as some of you know, is a very ancient animal symbol or invocation, as I like to call it, which many traditions across the world share. In Indian culture, the fish is invoked in artifacts that go right back to Indus Valley and Harappa, which is about 6,000-7,000 years and more or ancient. And the fish is proposed to have represented even the ancient dancer in those invocations, because the word for the ancient dancer, apsara, means movement, the creatures or life that moves with water, moves in water, that is of water. Up meaning water and sara meaning flow. So this beautiful invocation of dancer, dancing, as the invocation of the fish is what we are connecting with in our practice today. There is an ancient saying which goes that we know the ocean from the fish and we know the fish from the ocean. And this is so beautifully bringing together the movement consciousness of the ocean and of the fish. And what unites that is the movement. So when we think about it in terms of these separate material forms, the fish, the water, and there is no coming together at all when we lead with the mind. But when we look at the movement, there is this stunning merging. As the fish moves, so does the water. As the water moves, so does the fish. And this is this invocation. It's almost impossible to really describe or speak of Chatushpada, and that was exactly the purpose of these body-led invocations, because it was inviting a completely different intelligence. It was inviting us to awaken a completely different intelligence, which is what connects us at a primordial level to how we share our essence with the essence of every single life form around us. And it is when we experience that unity that the material truth that we are actually one with every life around us becomes a truth in our body, in our consciousness. So here we go. Let's start with the fish practice. So please join me. Everything, you can sense everything when you do it rather than when we speak about this. So the first thing we do, as always, is we drop, connect with the weight in the ground. And I'm really going to invite you in this practice to drop the hips, feel the weight. So it's not just about bending your knees or even about pressing the feet into the ground, but it's feeling as if your hips are like a full pot of water. And then you place that pot on the earth. So you feel the weight of the hips pulling you down and pulling the legs and the feet into the earth. And the first thing we're going to do now is the movement of a wave of the ocean, which rises up. So we lift the weight a little bit, but the ocean doesn't fly off from the earth, so it is still connected to the earth. We rise up from the earth. We open out. If you've seen those waves, it's like there is this breath and opening, and then it crashes back and it rolls along. So this rolling is really important too. It's not just the up and down. It's that rolling along the earth as if you're looking down at the ocean floor. So join me here. We rise up and we never lose contact with the attachment to earth. We come down, and as we roll up, we go along in our lower body, and we join the other leg, we rise up, and we along the ground. So that along the ground movement. And now let's add the fish. Somewhere in there is the water becomes the fish. And the movement for the fish, you place your right hand over the left hand, so, and the fin of the fish. So from the water becomes the fish, becomes water, the fish, and maybe it's the fish that goes up and becomes the water. So there is a seamlessness between the fish and the water. And in our lower body, we are the same movement, crashing, rolling, crashing, rolling. Beautiful movement. So join me. We're just going to do this once through. With that pot in, attached to the ground, rise, crash, roll, and then perhaps it's a fish. And the water rolling, and fish and water, and fish and water, fish, water. So I hope you will enjoy this practice. It's a delightful practice, and when you give it time to really fall into your body, you can play around. But the important thing is to be connected to connecting here. So really feeling that movement of that oneness between the truth of that oneness between the water and the fish. And so we are in reality. The waters of consciousness, waters of reality, the waters of this womb of earth and the life that holds us says everything about us. As we, in the cosmos of our body, just here, when we do these movements, just here in the cosmos of the body is everything about this waters, the womb of reality. They are the one and the same. When we know the one, we know everything. And so there is no separation in the essence of our life and in the essence of the life of every little living being, whether the smallest ant, the scorpion, the centipede, or the big whale in the ocean. We share the same life essence with all of them. I hope you enjoy this practice, and I hope that in these days where so many of us are experiencing this yearning for connection, that instead of looking out all the time for that connection, that we can really find it in the simplest life all around us that's always calling to us, and that is nature. Thank you so much for joining me, and I look forward to your company again on this channel.